What do you do, familiar? It's your boy Taxi Png, and today we're going to talk about shooting for free. It's a topic that a lot of people don't really like talking about, or a lot of photographers refrain from telling you about, but I'm going to tell you guys how to effectively collaborate with models for free. I like to call it a portfolio building experience, but how to do it effectively and how to make it make sense for you as a photographer. So let's be real. If you're a photographer, at some point or another, you're going to end up working with some models for free or uncompensated, right? And at some point, especially when you're building your portfolio, you're going to have to do this. Not necessarily have to do this, but it's going to help you up your skills so much faster, right? That's not a bad thing, but here is where most photographers mess up, right? So no contract, no agreement, no clear communication before or after the shoot's done. And then later the model doesn't want you to post the photos, or they try to change the rules after the fact. That is why in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to protect yourself as a photographer and still get the most out of a free collaboration. Let's get into it. So my first point, why contracts and forms should be a non-negotiable. Okay, so this could be a Google form, this could be a physical contract that you have them sign, a DocuSign that you send over and send back, right? So free doesn't mean without value. My time, my gear, my editing, my creativity, that is all value, right? The model's time, the model's energy, her image, and that's all valuable as well, right? So a free shoot is still a form of exchange, which is why they call it time for photos, right? So TFP, so time for prints, time for proofs, time for photos. Now that will protect, what will protect the exchange? A contract. Even a simple model release form could set boundaries up to be able to help protect you and the model. You can use the photos for your website, social media, ads, portfolio, whatever you decide, and they will know exactly what they're agreeing to. This will help you out as the photographer and them as the model, so that way you just get that communication, that extra stuff out in the forefront at the beginning, so you don't have to talk about it later. Without this form, you are just rolling the dice, you're gambling. You might spend hours shooting, editing, and then the model will say, well, you can't post that, or I don't want you to post that, or I don't like how that looks, or even worse, they flip the story and later claim that they never even gave you permission at all whatsoever. Now that right there is frustrating, and that could get you into some serious legal trouble. And some of us have been there. Some of us have dealt with it, which is why I'm teaching you guys today to learn from my mistakes and things that I haven't done or I haven't put into place. So a contract, with a contract, it's black and white, right? You both know the deal. It's protection on both sides. It protects you, it protects them. But if you allow this contract to be created beforehand, there's no confusion. My point two. The reason that I use Google Forms. So Google Forms is very easy to use. You don't have to get too fancy with it. And you don't need any fancy software, all right? I use Google Forms. 1, it's free. 2, it's simple. And 3, it looks professional. So when you're using it, it's very clear on all sides. And certain things that I will collect, I will say, their full name. I'll ask for your email address. And I have a checkbox with the agreement that clearly says, by filling out this form, I agree to give the photographer rights to use the images or for their portfolio, website, and any other social media platforms, right? So sometimes I'll even have a space on there for their Instagram handle, for their name, so that I can tag them, for any other parts or things that they would like for me to add into the video as well, so that way it's open on both sides. And the beauty in Google Forms is that when they submit it, it's time stamped, right? Their email's attached to it when they submit it, because you have to submit your email to even do it, right? And they can't ever say that I didn't agree to that. They can't ever say anything against what we agreed to, because I can pull up the form. Here's the date, here's their email, here's their consent form, and it's a case closed. It's very easy, it's very simple, and everything is right there, right? It's not just about me looking professional. It's also about me protecting myself and protecting them as well, because you never know. They never know as well. So this form will protect you as well as the model. So point 3, communication versus a lot of the unspoken rules. Communication versus a lot of things you think that somebody else would know. They don't know unless you put it out there in front of them for them to be able to actually understand. So here's what a lot of photographers will fall short of. They will assume that models should just know the rules, right? They assume that, this should be common sense, that, we'll post the photos or we'll use them for our portfolio. But those are a lot of unspoken policies unless you talk about them in the forefront, right? Unspoken rules hold zero weight. So if you say nothing and there's no communication that's clear, they don't know what the rules really are, and you yourself don't really know what you can or can't do. Clear communication is key. So if I expect to post these photos, then I will say that up front. If I expect credit, I will say that up front. If I don't plan on giving you any raw photos, I will say that up front. If I do plan on giving you the raw photos. I will say that up front. Everything needs to be said up front. Transparency is key. The more transparent you are at the beginning, the smoother everything will go later, okay? And this will make the collaboration feel so much more professional, right? And even if no one's actually paying any physical money, or if anyone's doing any physical transactions, this is still a form of transaction of value, right? So trust me, when people feel like the terms are clear, they will respect you so much more as a photographer and as a person and an individual as well, because this is the job of relationship building, right? It's not just about the clients, not just about the photos, you're building relationships. Point 4, maximizing the collaboration potential, okay? So let's talk about flipping this free work into some cheese, flipping this free work into value, right? If you're already giving up your time, then don't walk away with just a couple of photos. You need to milk that shoot, trap it out. Okay, that's what I like to say. I like to call it trapping it out, right? Milk the shoot for all that it's worth. Get some behind the scenes photos, get behind the scenes videos, get clips, right? Repurpose these clips, these behind the scenes, get you a POV mount to get some reels or YouTube shorts or Instagram for TikTok, everything. Create multiple carousel posts from this one shoot. Record a voiceover. You can record a voiceover explaining your lighting setup for the shoot. There's just a few ideas you can do. You can post that as educational content. You can post that as behind the scenes content. You could put a viral sound on it as well. And after the shoot, make the model make a testimonial for the review. And this is a valuable review because they actually got to experience you, right? And here's the secret, right? Even if the shoot was for free, their review is still valid, right? Because they did indeed exchange you for your time and they did indeed experience your work, right? They experienced working with you. So they can also vouch for you and your professionalism, right? That testimonial can help you land paying clients. And this is why I say your image is everything, because if you take the time to actually give this free client the best of your abilities, then your paid client will get the best as well. So don't think of free shoots as a way to batch content and stack some trust, right? And build your image, because that's exactly how you turn an unpaid time into marketing, how you turn unpaid clients into clients that will pay you later, and marketing that will indeed pay you later. Point 5, here are some red flags, right? So point 5, some red flags to watch out for. Some red flags to watch out for that I myself have been through and that I would obviously want you guys to know in the forefront, so you don't have to go through it as well. So not every collaboration is worth it, right? So look out for these common red flags, right? You'll have models who will refuse to sign anything. That's a red flag, walk away. They refuse to sign. I'm not signing nothing, I'm not giving you that, walk away. People who constantly will try to exchange or change the shoot terms for the shoot, walk away, because you are the valuable. You're giving out the value. You are the photographer. They can find another one, right? Or the ones that'll ghost you after you deliver the free photos without even crediting you, without giving you any tag or anything like that, walk away, right? I always say it's okay to be used, but it's not okay to be abused. When you're not getting your work shown, you're getting abused. Your time is valuable, and if someone cannot respect that, then they are not worth your time and your energy, right? This contract, this form, right? This process acts as your filter, right? You'll see pretty quick who's actually serious and versus who's trying to just abuse you. Some people try to use you and exposure, this and that, and sometimes that's good when you're growing your photography business, but it's never okay to be abused, okay? Sometimes it's okay to get a little used, but it's never okay to get abused. But you have to know when to call that, call that use off, okay? You have to know how far to let yourself go, right? So at the end of the day, free collaborations are not bad. I feel like shooting for free is good as how you build. They can grow your portfolio, they sharpen your skills, and they bring you real clients through the door. But only if you protect yourself with the contract, right? A contract, a form, or whatever it is, in clear communication at the beginning to maximize the opportunity of this free session. I don't always call it free. If you're posting it out somewhere, call it a portfolio, building experience, or I'm trying to try out a new style, right? So the next time that you're collaborating with a model, do not just wing it, bro. Have that Google form ready, right? Get everything in writing, typed out, text messages, whatever you can, right? And then walk away with more than just photos, walk away with content, walk away with reviews, and walk away with the peace of mind, not having to look over your shoulder and thinking they're coming back for you, or they got some legal disputes, right? So if you found this helpful, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what else you guys want to see. Let me know what your experience has been like working with models. What has your experience been like shooting for free? And if you want, I can in the Patreon, I'll put a the Google template. I'll try to create one for you guys, Google template, the description, everything for you guys to be able to use for your own shoots, and kind of like the template of the questions that I like to ask. I'll put that on the Patreon as well. So if you guys want to learn more about how I edit and everything else, let me know down below. Until next time, Taxi.
Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
I feel like shooting for free is good as how you build.